Hey, it's the March Hare, and it's time for the penultimate episode. You know what penultimate means, don't you? We're heading to the Ghoul room, and we're gonna go ahead and get acquainted with our ghosts. Not just our super ones, but everyone who'd made the super awesome ghost team. I'll have to give them honorary titles one day. Now, are we gonna start from the bottom up, the bottom down, down, bottom, left? Let's not break tradition. Let's start with Spiderface.
Spiderface is actually known as Claws. His powers consist of spider and plant-like abilities.
His epitaph reads as follows. Claws is a hunter much in demand. For some reason, many mortals seem unnaturally afraid of living spiders, let alone living dead ones. And he is vexatious. Spiderface. Next, Buck. Old Man Carter's faithful hound refused to let death separate him from his mortal friend. Similarly, Buck's generous cargo fleas refuse to let death separate them from his matted fur. He's domesticated. Oh. He's got lots of flea powers and flower stuff. Trisha, the almost part of my super ghost team, but didn't quite make the cut. This hapless cheerleader died from an overly ambitious pyramid formation, but still remains optimistic about life. She's housebroken. She's like in a mirror. Hypnos. Not every ghost was once of flesh and blood. Hypnos used to be a dream until the dreamer died whilst sleeping. He's untrained. Two-legged horse. And your basic useless sleepy powers. Cool Luke, otherwise known as Electrospasm. The part of Electrospasm which was once Harold Smear's murderer was all but burnt from him upon the electric chair. All that's left is a polite, apologetic spirit of punishment. Electrical murder. And his powers consist of electric and murder. Static. Static never chose to be an electrician in life, instead following his aptitudes wherever they would take him. He continues to go with the flow after his death, enjoying unlife as it comes. Haha, go with the flow. I get it, because electricity flows. Also, electrical murder. I'm done with that. Right side of the house. Lady Rose. Why, hello. A mysterious, cultured fetch, Lady Rose believes in etiquette above all else, and so politely refuses to reveal the details about her sordid past. Does it involve murder? Terrorize! Mortal children play a gruesome game at Halloween, passing objects to one another blindfolded. Peeled grapes become a dead man's eyes. Well, children, these are a dead man's eyes. This apparition is housebroken, and is very closely associated with an action that is illegal in the United States of America. Next, Blue. Oh, murder. A fan of over-the-top cop movie heroes such as McClane, and Riggs, Blue was disappointed to find that she died rather easily when shot with a lethal weapon. Untrained. Maxine Factor. Maxine, a vendor of cosmetics and life, is one of the many entities to find relief in undeath. She was overjoyed to discover that ectoplasm does not wrinkle. Housebroken. Daydreamer. It doesn't pay for an anesthesia. That is the weirdest variation of anesthesiologist I have ever seen. Anesthetist. It doesn't pay for an anesthetist to become distracted when preparing chloroform, as Daydreamer found out during his heart attack. When this Sandman sleeps, it takes a particularly loud noise to wake him. Man, that was like the boss battle of that floor, in terms of enunciation. Wavemaster. Oh, come on. The multiple life forms that crawl and proliferate upon land are mere echoes of the legacy of Wavemaster's kind. That sounds boring. Rain Dancer. Rain Dancer enjoys playing with mortals by dressing in rainbows and leading them on fruitless quests of gold. What a joke. Moon Scream. Professional haunters pride themselves on their reserve and impartiality, but Moon Scream truly is fair in all things. Admittedly, this is because she hates all things with equal passion, but full marks to the effort all the same. Housebroken Thoroughfare. Carter. Old Man Carter is a compulsive teller of tales of his life, of the determination and business acumen that led him from the gutter to glory. He can expect to be respected, but avoided by other ghosts. Violence. Ghastly. Anyone in the astral realms knows Ghastly. This specter was haunting when you were not even a disturbance in the raw plasm. Knuckles. Mobster ghosts aren't exactly rare, but Knuckles presents at a level of professionalism that's a cut above the rest. He doesn't put a severed horse's head in his bed, he uses his own. Class act, Knuckles. Weather Witch. As owners come to resemble their pets, so do witches come to resemble their spells. Specializing in weather control, this unhinged banshee soon became controlled by the weather, and now her mood swings are as temperamental as the skies. Hooray! Shivers. Always in the running for MVP, Most Valuable Phantom, Shivers tends to be as uneasy around mortals as they are around him. The Painter. If genius and insanity are two sides of the same canvas, it's a mercy that the painter never created a self-portrait. People didn't want to hang his paintings, so the painter hung himself. Oh my. Fingers. Fingers always imagined life to be like music, with death as the end of the song. He was pleasantly surprised, however, to find that death is in fact a coda. Oh. Sparkle! Like most fire elementals, Sparkle has an insatiable appetite. He traveled extensively in his youth, and had fond memories of London due to his participation in the Pudding Lane Buffet of 1666. You know what? I'm not as master of my history as I ought to be. Something tells me that that was a horrible epidemic. Salamanders are in... Curse this game. Salamanders are arrogant spirits which tend to treat all entities as equals beneath them, mortals included. But even the most unflappable spirit can be frustrated by bad manners. And it looks like we got a blank circle here. I wonder who's going there. Did the March Hare forget somebody? I doubt it. Bridget. For half of her life, Bridget cared only to be married. Jilted at the altar by her lecherous fiancé, she spent the rest of that life stoking her hatred for womanizing men. Her self-appointed role as a ghost is not hard to guess. Philandering men. They must be punished. Hard-boiled. Never underestimate the malevolence of chickens. This chickeny entity, long-term goal is to revenge itself on the mysterious mortal known only as the Colonel. Colonel Sanders. Whirl Weird. 3 times winner of Poltergeist of the Year, Whirl Weird is still best known for his debut professional haunting, the seminal and very messy Pollock's Paint Store Mystery. Hang on. Don't want to select you. Hogwash! Frequent flooding gave this groundhog his love of body surfing, but an errant speedboat robbed him of his life. He enjoys putting machines out of action. Dude. Cogjammer. This organ grinder's monkey was unlucky enough to be ground by his own organ. Now a respected gremlin, Cogjammer is as wild in death as he was docile in life. Monkey. Lucky! Lucky found that frat boys are a useful source of food, and so decided to become an Alpha Tau. Sadly, their electrical repair skills were wanting, leading to Lucky's electrocution by their warm but malfunctioning pinball table. Oh.